Ladies and gentlemen, you know that feeling when you've got her attention and you think you're doing everything right, but somehow it's just not clicking. You've got the charm, the looks, maybe even the money, but something's missing. You're putting in the work, but it's not translating into the connection you want. Well, I'll tell you what's missing. How you talk to her. Now, I know you might be thinking, I'm a good guy, I've got this. But let me tell you something. Women don't fall for your car, your flashy watch, or your fancy words. What makes her fall for you is how you speak to her, how you make her feel when you're around. And if you're not careful, one wrong word or one wrong tone could push her away, no matter how much you like her. But here's the thing. If you learn how to talk to her the right way, you can have her hanging on your every word, feeling special, valued, and like she's the only one in the room. You want to know the secret? Stick with me, and I'll give you the keys to talking to her like this. The kind of conversation that gets you closer, makes her trust you, and makes her miss you when you're gone. This is your chance to step up and change the way you communicate with women for good. Keep watching, because once you learn this, you won't just get her attention, you'll keep it. When it comes to talking to a woman, one of the most important things you can do is listen. Too often, men get caught up in trying to impress, trying to say the right things, or offering solutions to problems that don't need fixing. But let me tell you something. The one thing women value most in a conversation is being heard. And not just hearing the words, but understanding the emotions, the thoughts, and the needs behind those words. Listening is not just about waiting for your turn to speak. It's about truly understanding what she's saying, how she's feeling, and why she's feeling that way. Now, I know you might be thinking, I'm a great listener. I always listen to her when she talks. But the truth is, listening is more than just hearing her words. It's about being present in the moment and giving her the space to express herself without judgment or interruption. When she's talking, don't rush to fix things or offer your advice unless she asks for it. Women don't always want solutions. Sometimes they just need to vent or process their emotions. So give her that space. Just listen, nod, and show empathy. Acknowledge her feelings by repeating back what she's said in your own words. So what I'm hearing is that you're feeling frustrated because this shows her that you're not just listening, you're engaging with her thoughts and emotions. But it doesn't stop there. Listening also means picking up on the little things, the unspoken emotions that she might not even realize she's expressing. Women are excellent at reading between the lines, and if you want to connect with her on a deeper level, you need to do the same. If she says something in passing like, I've had a rough day, or I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, don't just brush it off. Take the time to ask her more about it. Show genuine interest in how her day went or how she's feeling. It's these small moments of care that show you're truly listening, that you're paying attention to her needs beyond just the surface level. And here's the kicker. When you listen to her deeply, it doesn't just help you understand her better, it helps her feel valued and respected. Then women don't just want to be heard in a conversation, they want to feel like they matter, like their opinions and feelings are important. When you listen attentively, without distractions, it shows her that you're invested in the relationship. It shows her that you care enough to put down your phone, make eye contact, and focus solely on her. These small gestures create a powerful bond of trust and emotional connection. Now, this doesn't mean that you should agree with everything she says or pretend to understand everything she's going through. No, that's not the point. It's about making her feel understood. If she's venting about a problem at work, you don't need to have all the answers, but you can say things like, "I can imagine how tough that must be for you." Or, "It sounds like you're dealing with a lot right now." These are simple phrases, but they let her know that you're not just hearing her words, you're hearing her feelings. And don't forget, listening is not just about words, it's about body language too. Your posture, eye contact, and facial expressions all play a role in how well you listen. If you're slouched over, looking around the room, or checking your phone, it sends a message that you're not fully present. But when you sit up straight, face her, and maintain eye contact, it shows her that you're focused and engaged. A smile, a nod, or even a simple hand on her shoulder can convey so much more than words ever could. So, the first key to talking to a woman in a way that makes her feel valued is to listen. Really listen. Don't just hear her words. Understand the emotions behind them. Don't just wait for your turn to talk. Be present, show empathy, and engage with her. When you listen to her in this way, you're not only making her feel heard, you're also building a deeper emotional connection that can last far beyond any surface-level conversation. And when you get this right, you'll find that your relationships with women become stronger, more meaningful, and more fulfilling. Another important aspect of talking to a woman is communication that goes beyond words. It's about your tone, your body language, and the way you make her feel in that moment. Too often, men underestimate how crucial these non-verbal cues are. They may think that saying the right things is enough, but let me tell you, it's not just about what you say. It's about how you say it. Let's start with tone. Have you ever had a conversation where the words were fine, but the tone felt off? Maybe someone said something, but the way they said it made you feel like they didn't mean it or they weren't taking you seriously. That's because tone is powerful. Women are very sensitive to the tone of voice, and it can make a huge difference in how your message lands. A soft, kind tone can communicate care and respect, while a harsh or condescending tone can shut everything down in an instant. Think about the way you talk to her. Are you speaking from a place of warmth and understanding, or are you speaking from frustration or impatience? When you approach a conversation with a calm and reassuring tone, you're inviting her to open up more freely. Women tend to value emotional safety, and the tone you use can help create that environment. If your tone conveys that you are approachable, that you're not ready to attack or judge her, she will feel comfortable sharing her thoughts and feelings with you. But if your tone is sharp or dismissive, it will create walls that she will instinctively build to protect herself. Communication is a two-way street, and your tone plays a huge role in making sure the conversation flows smoothly and effectively. Body language also speaks volumes. Sometimes we get so focused on the words we say that we forget the way we present ourselves physically. But women pay attention to body language whether you realize it or not. Are you leaning in and making eye contact when she speaks? Or are you distracted, checking your phone or looking around the room? The way you position yourself when speaking to her can either convey interest and respect or give off the impression that you're not fully invested. If you're talking to her and your body is closed off, arms crossed, or your back turned, it sends the message that you're not open or available. On the other hand, when you're facing her directly, your body open and relaxed, it shows that you're engaged and willing to connect. Another powerful aspect of body language is the importance of non-verbal touches. A gentle touch on the arm, holding her hand, or even a reassuring pat on the back can communicate support and warmth without you having to say a word. These subtle gestures can strengthen the emotional bond between you two, but they should be done with care and at the right moments. Women appreciate this kind of physical connection, but only when it feels natural and comfortable. It's about showing affection and care in ways that feel genuine and thoughtful. Your facial expressions are another crucial part of how you communicate. A smile can go a long way. It can disarm tension, create a friendly atmosphere, and make her feel more at ease. When you smile, it conveys openness, warmth, and approachability. It makes her feel like she's in a safe space to express herself. But if your facial expressions are tense, angry, or indifferent, it will create an emotional distance that could make her withdraw or become hesitant. Pay attention to your face as you speak. Are you smiling? Are you showing interest with your eyes? Are you making her feel that her words are important? One of the biggest mistakes men often make in communication is not taking into account the importance of listening to her emotional needs in real time. Women don't just want to have their thoughts acknowledged, they want to feel understood emotionally. That means listening with your body, your tone, and your eyes. It's not about just nodding or saying, "Oh, ha," while thinking about your next sentence. It's about showing her that you're with her, emotionally connected to the moment. When you speak to her with a balanced combination of kind tone, engaging body language, and emotional presence, you're doing more than just having a conversation. You're creating an atmosphere of trust and comfort. She feels safe to open up, to share, and to express herself without fear of judgment or dismissal. And when you do this consistently, you're building a deeper connection. Words alone won't always get you there, but when you pair them with a mindful tone, open body language, and genuine attention to her emotions, you create a foundation of mutual respect and understanding. This is where true connection happens. You're not just talking, you're connecting on a level that goes far beyond words. And trust me, this is a game changer in building and maintaining strong, healthy relationships. When it comes to talking to a woman, one of the most important things to understand is that she wants to feel valued and respected. It's not enough to simply show up and give her attention. It's about showing her that you truly care about who she is, what she has to say, and what she feels. Many men make the mistake of thinking that just being around or physically present is enough to keep a woman interested. But the reality is much deeper than that. Women are looking for meaningful connections, not just a warm body sitting across from them. The foundation of any successful communication with a woman lies in understanding the importance of emotional support. Women often go through a lot in their personal and professional lives, and they want a partner who can emotionally support them through the ups and downs. It's about being there for her in both good times and bad, offering reassurance when needed, and creating a safe space where she feels understood. This doesn't mean always having the answers or trying to fix everything. Sometimes it's just about being a solid presence, someone she can lean on. This emotional availability is often much more important than you may realize, and it has a huge impact on how she feels about you. One of the most crucial things to remember is that women value a man who listens actively. Listening isn't just hearing the words she says, it's about truly being present and engaged in the moment. Many men get distracted during conversations either by their phones or their own thoughts, which can make a woman feel dismissed or unimportant. When you listen attentively, without interruption or distraction, you send a message that you value what she has to say. It's a powerful way to show respect and affection. She wants to know that her thoughts, feelings, and experiences matter to you, and this deep, focused listening is how you demonstrate that. It's also important to understand the power of validation. Women don't always need solutions to their problems or advice on how to fix things. What they often need most is validation. Validation means recognizing and acknowledging her feelings, not just brushing them off or trying to change them. For instance, when she's expressing frustration or sadness, instead of jumping straight into problem-solving mode, take a moment to empathize with her emotions, saying things like, "I can understand why that would make you feel upset," or "It sounds like that was a tough situation for you," can go a long way in making her feel heard and supported. Validation doesn't necessarily mean agreeing with everything she says, but it's about showing her that her emotions are valid and important. Another aspect of talking to a woman in a way that builds connection is being thoughtful in your approach. Many men tend to rush into conversations or neglect to take the time to really consider what a woman might be feeling. This can come off as inconsiderate or self-centered. A little thoughtfulness can make a huge difference. For example, checking in with her emotionally after a long day, asking how she's feeling, or just being mindful of the way you phrase things can show that you care. Thoughtfulness isn't about grand gestures or big statements. It's about the small things, the little moments where you put effort into making her feel valued. This type of communication fosters trust, as she knows that you're paying attention to her needs and well-being. Furthermore, humor is an essential tool in communication, but it has to be used with care. Women enjoy humor, especially when it's lighthearted and comes from a place of fun rather than trying to put them down or make them feel less than. A well-timed joke or a funny comment can break the ice and create a more relaxed atmosphere. But it's important that the humor is respectful and inclusive. Humor, when done right, can make a woman feel at ease and build a sense of camaraderie. However, when humor crosses a line and becomes hurtful or dismissive, it can damage the connection you're trying to build. It's about finding that balance, making her laugh without making her feel belittled. Finally, consistency in communication is key. It's easy to have deep, meaningful conversations once in a while, but it's consistency that ultimately builds a strong relationship. Being consistent in the way you communicate with her, both emotionally and verbally, shows that you're reliable and trustworthy. If you're always there when you say you will be, if you consistently check in and make an effort to communicate, she will feel more secure in the relationship. Consistency doesn't mean overloading her with messages or conversations, but it means being steady in your attentiveness, being there when needed, and making sure that your words and actions align. In conclusion, when talking to a woman, it's about more than just saying the right things. It's about being emotionally available, actively listening, yet validating her feelings, showing thoughtfulness, using humor in a positive way, and being consistent in your communication. These elements are the foundation of meaningful, lasting conversations that build connection and trust. Women value these traits because they show care, respect, and emotional intelligence, qualities that go far beyond surface level interactions and create a deep bond that lasts. When it comes to communicating with a woman, one of the most significant aspects of building a strong connection is the level of respect and trust you demonstrate. Trust isn't something that can be easily earned, nor is it something that should be taken for granted. Women need to feel safe and secure in a relationship, and this security comes from being able to rely on the man in their lives to consistently show up, both emotionally and physically. When trust is established, it creates a foundation for deeper connection, allowing both individuals to be vulnerable with each other without fear of judgment or rejection. Without trust, communication can feel hollow an emotional connection can fade, leading to the unraveling of what could have been a strong and meaningful relationship. One of the core pillars of trust building is consistency. It's one thing to say you'll be there when she needs you, but it's entirely different to actually show up. Consistency in actions and words is essential in showing a woman that you are someone she can count on, especially during the tough times. Whether it's following through on promises, showing up when you said you would, or simply offering a consistent level of emotional support, being reliable speaks volumes. Women don't want to feel like they are a convenience to you or that they are just an afterthought. They want to know that you take them seriously, and you can only do this by consistently being there for them. This means doing your best to ensure that you can be counted on to follow through on your commitments and to demonstrate through your actions that your relationship is a priority. Another important factor that helps in establishing strong communication and trust is being open about your intentions. Transparency is a key ingredient in any healthy relationship, and this applies to how you communicate your desires, goals, and feelings. Women appreciate men who are clear about their intentions, whether it's regarding the future of the relationship, mutual goals, or simply where they stand emotionally. When men are upfront about what they want, it gives women a clearer picture of what to expect and allows them to decide whether they feel comfortable moving forward. It also helps prevent misunderstandings, which can often cause unnecessary stress or strain in a relationship. Then open communication about your intentions allows both people to be on the same page, ensures that you're not inadvertently leading them on or confusing them. This clarity can be incredibly powerful, especially when it comes to building lasting and meaningful relationships. Equally important is the ability to communicate vulnerably. A lot of men are taught to be strong and stoic, and while that is important in certain circumstances, it's equally important to allow yourself to be vulnerable in front of the woman in your life. Vulnerability is what fosters emotional intimacy and allows for a deeper connection. When you share your fears, insecurities, and challenges, you're allowing her to see the real you, not just the image you project. This type of honesty creates a space for her to open up as well, leading to a two-way street of communication where both partners feel heard and supported. Vulnerability isn't about exposing every weakness or pouring your heart out all the time, but it's about being emotionally available and not hiding behind a facade. It's okay to admit when you're struggling, to express when you need help, and to share your emotions. It's this openness that allows both partners to understand each other on a much deeper level and helps create a genuine emotional connection. While being vulnerable and transparent is vital, it's also essential to be a good listener. Listening isn't just about hearing words, it's about being fully present and engaged in the moment. A lot of men tend to overlook the importance of listening, thinking that they need to offer solutions or advice. However, what women really want is someone who listens without judgment, someone who can hear their concerns and just be there for them. Sometimes, the best thing you can do is simply listen to her talk about her day or her feelings without trying to fix anything. This shows that you're present, you care, and you value what she has to say. Active listening helps build trust because it makes her feel understood and supported. It's not about fixing problems or offering solutions. It's about showing that you genuinely care about her thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Lastly, maintaining a sense of respect for her independence and individuality is crucial in any communication. It's important that she feels like she is her own person and not someone who needs to rely on you for validation or purpose. Respecting her individuality means giving her the space to pursue her passions, interests, and goals, and supporting her in those endeavors. This kind of respect helps her feel valued, not just for her role in the relationship, but for who she is as a person. When a woman feels supported in her personal growth and development, it deepens the trust between both partners because it shows that you care about her happiness even outside the relationship. This respect for her independence helps maintain a balanced and healthy dynamic, allowing both of you to continue to grow individually while nurturing your bond as a couple. In conclusion, building trust and fostering meaningful communication with a woman is about being consistent, transparent, vulnerable, and supportive. It's not just about saying the right things, but showing up consistently in ways that matter to her. Listening actively, being emotionally open, and respecting her independence create the foundation for a strong, lasting relationship where both partners feel valued and understood. Trust doesn't happen overnight, but through intentional actions and genuine care, you can build a connection that's solid and deeply fulfilling. When it comes to building a strong and meaningful connection with a woman, one of the key elements that often gets overlooked is the importance of keeping some aspects of your life private. While it's important to be open and transparent in a relationship, there are certain things men should never feel the need to share with their partner, as revealing these details can sometimes damage the trust or cause unnecessary tension. Understanding when to keep things to yourself is essential to preserving the dynamics of a healthy relationship. Men who get this right are able to maintain balance and harmony, creating an environment where both partners feel secure and respected. One of the first things that should be kept private is your past relationships. While it's okay to talk about your past in a general sense, detailing the intimate details of previous relationships can often create insecurity and tension. Women don't need to know about every past lover, the mistakes you made, or the intimate moments you shared with them. Sharing too much about ex-partners can make her feel like she's competing with ghosts from your past, and that's not a healthy foundation for moving forward. It's important to remember that the past is just that, the past. You don't need to constantly reference it in ways that make her feel less than or insecure. Instead, focus on the present and the connection you're building now. A strong relationship is built on the trust and understanding you share today, not on the shadows of old relationships. Another key area that men often overshare is their financial situation. While transparency about finances is important in long-term commitments, there's no need to dive into every little detail of how much you make, what you've spent, or the financial struggles you're going through. Constantly talking about money can add unnecessary stress and create expectations that may not be healthy for either partner. Women appreciate a man who is responsible and can handle his financial affairs without needing constant validation or reassurance. Overloading her with financial information or problems can shift the dynamic, making it feel like you're depending on her for emotional support when it comes to your finances, which can be a heavy burden. If you're facing financial difficulties, it's okay to be honest, but there's no need to constantly bring up every financial detail. Focus on solving the problem rather than making it a focal point of your relationship. Family dynamics can also be a tricky subject. While it's essential to have a good relationship with your family, oversharing the details of every family disagreement or drama can put unnecessary strain on your relationship. Women don't need to know about every conflict you have with your parents, siblings, or extended family members. Constantly complaining about your family can make her feel like she's caught in the middle or like she has to take sides. It's important to keep those family issues private so that they don't negatively affect the trust and security you're trying to build in your own relationship. If there are things that need to be discussed, it's important to communicate in a way that keeps her from feeling burdened or overwhelmed by your family dynamics. While it's okay to vent or seek advice, constantly sharing family drama can create unnecessary tension in the relationship. Another area to keep private is personal insecurities and doubts. While vulnerability is important in any relationship, constantly expressing your doubts, fears, or lack of confidence can start to affect the way she sees you. A woman wants to feel supported by her partner, not like she's constantly taking care of his emotional needs. If you're struggling with personal insecurities, it's important to work through them on your own or seek professional help if necessary. While it's great to have a partner who listens and supports you, there's a fine line between seeking comfort and relying too heavily on her to lift you up. If you constantly express self-doubt or insecurity, it can make her feel like she has to constantly reassure you, which may become emotionally exhausting. It's important to show her that you're confident and capable, especially when it comes to dealing with your personal challenges. Women are attracted to men who have a sense of self-assurance and are capable of handling their emotions in a healthy way. Keeping certain personal struggles to yourself allows you to maintain a strong, confident presence that she can rely on. Lastly, it's important to keep your social circle and friendships in check. While it's perfectly fine to have close friends, it's essential to be mindful of the time and energy you invest in these relationships, especially if they involve people who may not have a positive influence on your relationship. If you have friends who are constantly encouraging unhealthy behavior or treating relationships casually, it may be worth re-evaluating the role they play in your life. While you don't need to hide your friendships, be mindful of how much you discuss your relationship with others, particularly when it comes to private or sensitive matters. The more you share with your friends, the more susceptible your relationship is to outside influence. Keeping certain aspects of your relationship private from friends can help protect the sanctity of your bond and prevent unnecessary outside opinions from impacting your connection with your partner. In conclusion, knowing when and what to keep private is crucial in any relationship. While honesty and openness are essential, there are certain areas of your life that are best kept to yourself. By respecting boundaries and understanding what details should remain private, you can maintain a strong, secure relationship built on trust, respect, and mutual understanding. Keeping some things to yourself allows both partners to feel valued and respected, without the added stress or insecurity that can come from oversharing. In relationships, one of the most significant aspects of maintaining healthy dynamics is how you communicate and share details with your partner. While it's important to be open, there are certain things that should remain private for the sake of preserving trust, stability, and respect. The sixth key point about the importance of keeping certain aspects of your life private is related to the role your friendships and social circle play in the relationship. Men who understand the value of guarding the privacy of their relationship and social life are able to keep their bond intact, preventing unnecessary influence from external factors. Your friends are a major part of your life, but how you manage them and the level of influence they have over your relationship can make or break things. Women, like anyone, value their sense of security and emotional safety in a relationship. When men are too open about the intimate details of their relationship with friends, whether those friends are supportive or not, it can cause unnecessary complications. It is important to remember that the advice or opinions from your friends, especially those who may not fully understand your bond can sometimes lead to confusion or doubt. Every relationship is unique, and when you share too much with people outside of it, you open the door to external influences that may not align with the vision and the values you're building with your partner. Having a close-knit social group is important, but the line between sharing your happiness and struggles with them and oversharing your private relationship details is thin. For instance, men who constantly discuss their partner's behavior flaws or private matters with their friends are unknowingly undermining the trust in their relationship. Imagine how it feels for a woman to know that her partner is telling his friends about things that she expected to remain between the two of them. It can lead to feelings of betrayal, disrespect, and insecurity. A healthy relationship should be grounded in confidentiality, knowing that you can rely on each other to keep things private. This doesn't mean you can't vent to your friends, but it's important to keep those conversations respectful and focused on solutions rather than creating a space where you air out grievances or reveal too much. Then the reality is no one wants to feel like they're being discussed behind their back. When men overshare relationship issues or weaknesses with their friends, it creates a ripple effect of uncertainty. The woman starts to question whether her partner is speaking to his friends about her personal details in a manner that diminishes her. Even the smallest details, like how she's feeling about a particular situation, can make her feel exposed. It's critical to understand that sharing too much with your friends doesn't just impact your relationship in the moment. It can damage the long-term trust and emotional intimacy you're working to build. While it's common for individuals to have different levels of emotional intimacy with their friends, this doesn't mean that every private aspect of the relationship should be disclosed. Relationships thrive on mutual respect and communication, and there is a time for having outside conversations, especially when seeking advice or comfort. But these conversations should never be at the expense of your partner's privacy. If you're seeking advice, make sure that it's not coming from a place of judgment, and ensure that you respect your partner's dignity by not disclosing sensitive issues. By choosing to keep certain aspects of your relationship private from friends, you create a secure space where both you and your partner feel respected and valued. Not everything needs to be shared, and sometimes silence is more powerful than an unsolicited opinion. It's about choosing the right moments to speak and understanding when certain conversations should remain between the two of you. This act of protecting each other's privacy from outside influences strengthens the trust and emotional bond in a relationship. It allows both partners to feel that their relationship is sacred and not something to be dissected and judged by others. Moreover, men who keep their personal relationship matters private from friends demonstrate emotional maturity and a deep sense of responsibility toward their relationship. These men don't feel the need to broadcast every little detail or concern to their social circle. They understand that their partner is their confidante and that the essence of their relationship lies in the connection they share. This kind of discretion is not about hiding things or being secretive. It's about knowing where the boundaries lie. Protecting the relationship from unnecessary external commentary is a key factor in building long-lasting emotional security. It shows that both partners are handling their relationship with care, respect, and thoughtfulness. In conclusion, while friendships are an essential part of life, managing how much of your relationship is shared with others plays a pivotal role in preserving its integrity. By being mindful of what you reveal to your friends and respecting the private nature of your bond, you create an environment of trust and emotional security. This helps avoid unnecessary complications and allows the relationship to grow in a healthy, sustainable way. Keeping your personal relationship matters private from friends is not about secrecy, but about ensuring that the love, respect, and emotional connection between you and your partner remain undisturbed by outside influences.